I mean, I would have wanted Rob, but they ultimately traded bro to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My
But
fault, my
the
fault.
the picks that they ended up with, except I think there was another guy in the third, like in the second round, 35th pick or something, like a point guard out of fucking wherever the fuck, I think Spain, I think. But the ones I
Oh, the
know,
stash.
Stephon Castle, yeah, the stash guy. Stephon Castle, great fit. I feel like, he's going to be like a tough nosed guy 5 years down the road. Not even really 5 down, maybe like three. Like I think he'll be a solidified piece
Two.
starting lineup. I think it all just comes down to his shot and his ability to stay in the gym and knock those down and get the confidence. I think he was shooting in the 20s and at
From
UConn.
three.
Yeah. So that's not good. And ultimately, Harrison Ingram, there was no other place I could have dreamed for him to go. He's going to be a great fit. He's Pop is going to coach him up. He already good. Like he already an NBA ready player. That was a perfect place for him to go and be able to like stretch the floor, get rebounds, push the ball down the court. Like he's already playing well in summer league. Like I already know he's gonna be fine. So I feel like great second round pick from them. And then it's really just gonna be about like, okay, like what do the Spurs do with the bevy of draft picks that they do have now? And do they feel like it's the right time, as in either this summer or next summer, to make a splash for whoever they believe is available? Um, because I mean, ultimately, I feel like what did Wimby average? Like 23,
I
24.
think like 20,
20.
21.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think year two, year three, he already be at like 29,
25.
30 points. So
Sheesh.
I'm like, bro, like you might as well come on. Like, don't hold on to them draft picks. So
Hmm.
ultimately, I feel like though this current draft for the level of talent that was in it, they got two really great players, two tough, like went to great schools, played against great competition, were both former McDonald's All Americans. Like they've come from like good basketball like mind and have talent, and I have no doubt about their fit in NBA.
And I mean, obviously, I was wrong. It was Harrison Barnes. I mean, Harrison. What's his name? Harrison what?
Harrison Ingram
Harrison Ingram.
or
Harrison
Harrison
Ingram. So
Barnes?
no,
Okay.
Harrison Ingram. We got Harrison Barnes, but Harrison Ingram
Yeah, we
was
got
the
him too. I
five.
forgot that. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that
In the
was our
trade,
second
we got literally
pick.
got him for nothing, basically.
Yeah. But what I was about to say is, you were pretty obviously Rob got traded, but you were accurate with every pick that we should get that we got. That was kind of
Hmm.
crazy of you seeing
Hmm.
that, but I know you said year 3 or 4. I think year 2 or 3, honestly. Like you
Hmm.
said, it all really comes down to him. Um, I don't know who he reminds me of. Like, it looks like he can get to the rack whenever. So once the game slows down for him, because he's already there defensively, I think because we got a good player development team as well too. So I think his jump shot's gonna. I think he can at least be like a 34 to like 38% 3-point shooter. But he
Women.
got all the intangibles to be great. So I'm excited for that. And like you said, I didn't really pay attention to UNC like that as well too. But from what I've been seeing from Harrison, it looks like Keldon eventually. It sucks. It sucks for Keldon Johnson because although he was a solid player for us, it's like the Spurs kind of cut him short. And I think moving forward, it's like it looks like he wants to be a star. Maybe he could be a starter esque, not star, but starter esque player elsewhere on a team that's
He
a
should go to the
bottom tier
Hornets.
team.
He should.
But I
He
think
would
he's
be
gonna. I think I
great.
think moving forward he's gonna be a high level role player. But I feel like when it's all said and done, Harrison is gonna basically take his position.
What'd you say, Carl?
I would say he would be great on the Hornets. But I feel you.
Yeah.
What sucks is his story is actually very typical in the NBA of when we're really bad, we need somebody to score for us. So you have these numbers that look like, oh, you're supposed to be something. And
Kevin
then
Love.
as soon as we actually get a good player, then your numbers kind of plummet and you realize, oh, that this is a role player. Honestly, it's like literally in some cases like Tobias Harris and some of these. It's a bunch of other examples that you can look at, but
Empty calorie players.
yeah, like you had to do this because you had to do it. But now that we actually have people And I love y'all getting Chris Paul. That was just an aside about like your all season. That was amazing, especially for your rookies. Like you have all these young guards, and of course Wemby. But I think like Castle having a year or two, depending, to be under Chris Paul, is going to be amazing. Because you look at SGA talks about all the time like the year that he was able to spend with Chris Paul. So I think that
Yeah,
that's
Chris Paul gonna get started minutes. One, I like the veteran leadership that he's gonna provide, and also Harrison Barr provides as well too. So that's definitely gonna speed up the process. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Paul is like top 5 in assists because you're gonna get a lot of the minutes. You know what I'm saying, as a point guard. So it's
yeah.
gonna be Lob City. I know Terrence said 30. That's OD. If he do, then
It's
credit
not
to your
though.
predictions. But I say 25.
I
I don't think
feel
30 is OD at all. Like when you look
Second
at
year?
all the clips from Wemby for last year, where him being open under the basket or at least having an advantage under the basket,
That's
and
true.
his teammates just being like, "Nah, we're gonna do it over
I
here. Or I'm
don't
gonna
like
take
German.
the
I don't like
shot." And
German
like,
like that either. That nigga,
and the minutes are just gonna go up too. I feel with the
that yeah, you're
additions.
right. Papa's trying
So
to protect him because once his minutes went up, he damn near averaged 25, 30. So
and
that's gonna be
30 is
good.
30 is different in today's league. It's not like this was some years ago. Like we had what 5 or 6 guys average 30 last year. So
Year two though.
I thought they was gonna pull that trigger for Laurie Markkinen because them rumors was heating up. But I want like a lead like point guard. But obviously Chris Paul was that. I'm just talking about for the future. Like I
Dog, I
want
think our I
that.
think our draft pick,
I want that.
like Carl said, learning under Chris Paul, it won't be right away, but I think we're gonna see if his mindset's right. Castle, I think we got one, Terrence. I
Okay, at
think
point
we got. I
guard.
know it's early. I think we got one. So I'm looking for like
Okay.
a two-way wing and then like a big man to fill that out, and then we can make our splash. But I think we got our point guard of the future. I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all is this: in a year, hell, not even in a year, in 6 months, October, November come around, y'all gonna see a nigga named Dylan Harper on ESPN. That nigga is the truth, dog. Like top, like if Cooper Flag wasn't this darling everybody talking about, this nigga would be clear #1 pick. And again, the Spurs is probably gonna be too good, maybe not bottom of the league to get that top 3, top 5 pick anyway. But hell, the Hawks fucking stole it anyway, so you never know.
That's what I was
But
about to say. And the Pistons
but
been getting
yeah,
hold, so
man,
we could get a top 2, top 3 pick
that
again.
that would be fucking tremendous. And then you let Castle play the 2 guard and be like the 3 and D 2 guard that's strapping up. Hell, be like fucking Jalen Brown type. And like but
Vassell off the
that's
bench
pipe dream.
too.
What you
Yeah.
say?
Vassell off the bench, like if you move Castle to the 2 and you have someone else at the 1, Vassell off the bench, I feel like is perfect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. What I was about to say as well too. Obviously, Chris Paul for his career has been known as a floor general. Obviously he's had shortcomings in the playoffs, but he was one of the more clutch players as well too. And a lot of the games we had, like, um, were pretty close, but we just clearly were young and didn't know how to win. So I'm curious to see like how many wins we can kind of upgrade in that column as well too. With Chris Paul closing out games and, like you said, putting Wemby and everyone else in positions to be successful. Do you think we could possibly be a playing team, or kind of like where Houston was, where we kind of catch fire a little bit, but ultimately we're like
Yeah.
12 through 15 still, or 11 through?
I'm gonna call it 5 games under 500.
Wow.
If
Okay.
y'all weren't in the West, I would give you a better chance of making the play-in, but I yeah, I don't really see it next year.
Yeah.
It feels like things got even deeper over in the West.
Yeah.